Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. It is Friday, February 10th, the 2023 year of our Lord Jesus Christ. Yes, we are here. We are all blessed to be here, ladies and gentlemen. So let's get started. What do we have? What do we have? Let's see, it's NFL Friday. And ladies and gentlemen, sports fans everywhere, from Algeria to Zimbabwe and every country in between, the NFL Super Bowl Sunday is upon us, and it's featuring the contest. It's between the two best teams in each respective conference. That's right. From the American Football League, also known as the AFC, we have the mighty Kansas City Chiefs. The mighty Kansas City Chiefs. And in this corner, from the National Football League, also known as the NFC, we have the powerhouse Philadelphia Eagles. Yeah. So let's get ready to rumble. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. For both of these two franchises, let's get down to business. Let's be serious. For both of these two franchises, this Super Bowl is it's the culmination of destiny, okay? After years of failure and mediocrity. For instance, let's take the Kansas City franchise. The Kansas City franchise, which has been a stalwart of the American Football League, began in 1960 as the Dallas Texans, not the Houston Texans that we know of today that's dismal and terrible, but as the Dallas Texans, and because they were owned by a Texas oil guy named Lamar Hunt. Lamar Hunt started the Dallas Texans because the NFL, the league, because of whatever politics were going on at the time, denied him a franchise in Dallas. So he said, you know what? I think I'll just make my own league if I can get together with a bunch of other like-minded guys who also have been denied franchises by the NFL because of whatever reasons and politics have been involved. They're stopping me from pursuing my dream, the pursuit of the American dream. Well, so Lamar Hunt, whose family still owns this same team, put the franchise into operation as part of the new American Football League in 1960. The pre-existing league, the NFL, then put into place a competing team, the Dallas Cowboys. This was to force Hunt out of the business. Although the Texans fared well in Dallas, Hunt decided that for the good of the league, it would be in the best interest of the league, which is the AFL, to move his franchise to Kansas City in 1963. Now, they won two AFL championships, one as the Dallas Texans, and then the other one as the Kansas City Chiefs. And also, Kansas City represented the AFL in the first Super Bowl collaboration with the NFL in 1967. They suffered an ignominious defeat at the hands of the Green Bay Packers 33-10. But 3 years later, they were back, and they redeemed themselves when they defeated the Minnesota Vikings by a score of 23-7. Now, in between that time, they had gone up and down, but they always had a good team. They had Len Dawson as their quarterback, Mike Garrett as their running back, Otis Taylor as their wide receiver on the offensive side of the ball. But their defense had Bobby Bell, Buck Buchanan, Curly Culp, and Willie Lanier on the defensive side. 9 members of that team are in the NFL's Hall of Fame. Surely, good days and more Super Bowls were directly ahead for them in the years to come. But no, it's not the way it works in NFL. That was it. Kansas City would not get to another Super Bowl for 50 years. 50 years of waiting for a rabid football-based city. It was hard times for Kansas City. The team and their fans suffered years of disappointment and ridicule. Then, Patrick Mahomes was drafted in 2017. And with Mahomes and head coach Andy Reid, The Chiefs have the highest winning percentage in the NFL over the last 5 years. Good times have finally come back to Kansas City. On the other hand, the Philadelphia Eagles. The Philadelphia Eagles endured hardship even longer. The Philadelphia Eagles were established in 1933 by Bert Bell. Bell was a business football innovator and strategist, okay? And they needed that because the NFL was not really highly thought of back in the 20s and early 30s. And it was Bell who changed all of this around. Bert Bell. Bert Bell will also later become the commissioner of the NFL in 1946 because he did such a great job in getting the league together. They decided, you know what, why, let's just get the guy right there so he can finish the job. You see, Bell was instrumental in changing the perception of the league. He transformed the NFL from a league of secondary cities to major cities. He took them from cities such as Dayton, Ohio, Racine, Wisconsin, and Rockford, Illinois, to cities such as Chicago, New York, of course, Philadelphia, and Washington, D.C. Now, the Eagles were always prominent. They were always at the top of the pack in the NFL, and they even won 3 championships, 1948, 1949, and in 1960, before the AFL and the NFL merged. That's right, they had the NFL was the only game in town, as Lamar Hunt found out. That's why he decided to make his own league. So I think Bert Bell might have been behind denying Lamar Hunt that franchise back in 1960. So these two teams have history beyond history. And not to mention the fact that the now coach of the Kansas City Chiefs used to be the coach of the Philadelphia Eagles, Andy Reid. Yes, Andy Reid. So since the merger, though, Philadelphia went to the Super Bowl twice. Yeah, they went to the Super Bowl twice, losing to the Oakland Raiders in 1980 and then to the New England Patriots in 2004. So after 1960, they didn't win anything. It was 57 years between football championships for the fans of the Philadelphia Eagles. 57 gut-wrenching, heartbreaking years. The Eagles finally broke through in 2017, led by Nick Foles, also known as Saint Nick, and the head coach at the time, Doug Peterson. They defeated the New England Patriots 41-33 in the second highest scoring game in Super Bowl history. It looked like glory days were ahead for years to come for the Eagles. But no, that was it. 5 years later, Foles is gone, Peterson is gone, and only 7 players remain from that Super Bowl team. As a matter of fact, this is a totally different team, Philadelphia. This team didn't rise from the ashes. This team didn't surprise anybody. This team didn't come out of the woodwork to win and get to the Super Bowl, which is what happened with that team. Nick Foles took that team on his back. He took that team on his back when they were down and out and looked like they were going nowhere. And he led them all the way through to the championship game and that win. But this is a totally different team. This team is a juggernaut. Now, these two teams are led by dynamic quarterbacks. Now, we're going to have to just bear with me here. We're going to try a couple of things. They're led by dynamic quarterbacks. On one hand, you have Patrick Mahomes. Mr. Mahomes, okay? The magician. And yeah, this is, here we go. Contracted with them. And this is a picture from them. Mr. Mahomes right there. Unbelievable. A magician. Mahomes is, well, he has established himself as a starter, Kansas City has won more games than any other team of that period. Kansas City has also had the most prolific offense. Andy Reid has gone from being a good head coach, which he was called, to a great head coach now, because Kansas City has been in the Super Bowl 3 of the last 4 years. Make no mistake about it. This is a quarterback's league. A great one makes a good coach great. Bill Belichick is a prime example of that. Before Tom Brady, he was considered a screwball. Yeah, a screwball. Yeah, he was weird. What could he do right? Nothing. Nothing. Tom Brady came along, and all of a sudden, Bill Belichick was considered a genius. Now that Tom Brady's gone, Bill Belichick is back to being that crackpot screwball that he was before. So, Andy Reid was considered a good quarterback, a very good quarterback. But until Mahomes, the magician, came along, he was just considered that, just a good quarterback. Now he's considered a great quarterback. Mahomes is a magician. This is a guy who is having fun. I mean, he's having fun on the field. He loves playing football. He's fun. He can throw the ball 70 yards on the run, or he can underhand flip it for 20 yards. He makes magic happen out there on the field, and he does it all with a smirk. He's having a good time out there. He can do it all, and he knows it. Now, on the other hand, we have a guy named Jalen Hurts. And Jalen Hurts, well, he's a serious guy, okay? Jalen Hurts has been called the Michael Jordan of the NFL by his coach, Nick Sirianni. The only problem is he might very, very well be the Michael Jordan of the NFL. I hope he doesn't have the same personality. I hope he's a little nicer guy. But this guy can do it all. He can outrun the fastest guy on your team. He can outthrow any quarterback in the league. Yeah. And his accuracy is unnerving. Jalen Hurts is putting it all together. Why? Why is he putting it all together? Because Jalen Hurts plays with a chip on his shoulder. He's pissed that he was drafted. Yeah, pissed off that he was drafted in the second round. In the second round, this is a guy who led Alabama to two national championship games. He won one of them. And then in his junior year, he was demoted for Tua Tagovailoa. Yeah, the guy who keeps getting cussed in Miami. Okay? His senior year, he transfers to Oklahoma, and he has his best season of his whole career in college. Okay? But, no, it's not a but. That year, he had such a great year, he finished second to Joe Burrow in the Heisman Trophy. Here comes the but. But he was drafted in the second round. That's right. There were 4 quarterbacks drafted before him. 4 quarterbacks drafted before Jalen Hurts, that guy right there, after he finished second to Joe Burrow. So in 2020, Joe Burrow was drafted, of course, by Cincinnati. Then Tua Tagovailoa is drafted by, he's drafted by Cincinnati. Tua Tag is drafted by Miami. Justin Herbert, drafted by the San Diego Chargers. They were the San Diego Chargers at that time. And then Jordan Love by the Green Bay Packers. They were drafted ahead of that guy, the guy that's leading Philadelphia to the Super Bowl. Right now, ladies and gentlemen, Jalen Hurts is better than any of those 4. And I love Joe Burrows, but Jalen Hurts is another dimension. He's Joe Burrow in another dimension. He's just as serious, just as cool, calm, and collective, and he's even more explosive. The only weak link right now is that he is still learning the game, but it has become apparent that Jalen Hurts is a very fast learner. Now, that being said, I want to get back. To my original premise or points. Over the years, both of these franchises and their fans have experienced the highs of glory and the depths of ignominy. But this is what makes winning all the sweeter. Obviously, and this just came to me. This is why there are still fans who support the Arizona Cardinals, the Atlanta Falcons, the Buffalo Bills, Carolina Panthers, Cincinnati Bengals, Cleveland Browns, Detroit Lions, Houston Texans, Jacksonville Jaguars, Los Angeles Chargers, and Minnesota Vikings, and the Tennessee Titans, even though they have never won a Super Bowl. The fans still support them. This is just the thought, the dream that one day in their lifetime, the franchise that they identify with will finally get the job done. This is why they're still fans of the Chicago Bears, the Dallas Cowboys, the Denver Broncos, the Las Vegas Raiders, that used to be the Oakland Raiders, and then was the Los Angeles Raiders, then went back to being the Oakland Raiders, the Miami Dolphins, the New York Jets, or the Washington Commanders, even though those teams haven't won in over 20 years or longer. These are two of not only the best, but the most exciting teams in the league. They feature two of the best quarterbacks in the NFL, and they have endured over 20 weeks, that is 5 months, of bone-crushing, hard-hitting, high-wire drama that is the NFL, and now it comes down to this one game. And my prediction is the Philadelphia Eagles. I love Pat Mahomes. Believe me. I think he's top 3, top 1, top 2, top whatever top quarterback you want to put him in. Yes, he is that guy. Pat Mahomes can do it all. He's a magician. But this Philadelphia defense is rough, tough, and ready, like an alligator bag, as we used to say. So Kansas City might be in a little bit of problems. Listen, believe me, I think the Chiefs have a chance because they have Pat Mahomes. Okay? They have a puncher's chance. If anybody can pull this out, it would be Pat Mahomes. This is the NFL, and anything can happen. Anything can happen. So you can't count Kansas City. I'm not counting Kansas City entirely out. But I can guarantee you one thing. One thing I know for certain. This will be a good game. I'm totally sure of that. And with that, I say adios, arrivederci, au revoir, auf Wiedersehen, ciao, sayonara, slan, vaya con Dios, and goodbye, everybody. Thank you for coming.